The global entertainment industry is being shaken by one big name: BTS. Behind the glitz and glamour of packed stadiums, a big Hollywood secret is being revealed. 9 top American television hosts are secretly eyeing the position of official MC for their world tour. Why is this position so hotly contested? Number 9. The late-night king's hidden ambition, Jimmy Fallon. When we look at the late-night television landscape in the United States, few hosts have built a financial and cultural bridge with global music icons as effectively as Jimmy Fallon on The Tonight Show. This is not a matter of casual celebrity banter. It is a calculated understanding of modern entertainment dynamics. Fallon has consistently secured historic television moments with BTS, ranging from their monumental takeover of Grand Central Terminal for a performance of On, to their exclusive album showcases featuring tracks like Swim, 2.0, and Normal from their record-breaking project Arirang. For a television host, the opportunity to transition from a fixed studio desk in New York City to the center stage of a global stadium tour represents the ultimate career evolution. Managing a stadium crowd of over 80,000 people per night requires an unprecedented level of crowd control, high-energy audience engagement, and immediate comedic timing skills that Fallon has refined through decades of live television broadcasting. The financial and cultural metrics of a BTS World Tour surpass almost every traditional broadcast network event, offering a level of direct global engagement that traditional television can no longer replicate. By positioning himself as a primary advocate for the group on American network television, Fallon has demonstrably proven his ability to match their performance energy and respect their artistic vision. The sheer scale of navigating a multi-continental stadium tour alongside the world's largest musical act is a challenge that any elite broadcaster would view as the pinnacle of a live hosting career. The strategic value of this role lies in the direct connection to a massive, highly mobilized global audience that completely bypasses traditional media gatekeepers. As the landscape of global entertainment shifts toward massive live experiences, the race to command the stage for the next monumental stadium run is quietly drawing the absolute highest tier of American television talent. Number 8. The master of viral late-night TV, James Corden. When examining the television properties that have generated unprecedented digital engagement metrics for international musical acts, James Corden's legacy on The Late Late Show stands as a masterclass in cultural synergy. This interest is rooted in verified industry performance data. The BTS Carpool Karaoke segment alone has accumulated over 117 million views on YouTube, establishing itself as one of the most commercially valuable late-night segments in television history. For a premier broadcaster, transitioning from the confines of a television studio to navigating a massive stadium tour infrastructure represents the absolute pinnacle of live event management. Managing the fluid, high-energy dynamics of an international stadium production requires a specific expertise in real-time audience engagement and spontaneous comedic timing, capabilities Corden thoroughly demonstrated through his recurring segments and high-profile interactions with the group, which even earned him the enduring moniker Papa Machi from the global audience. The scale of a major stadium operation demands an anchor who can effortlessly pivot between structured television segments and the unpredictable nature of a live audience exceeding 80,000 attendees per night. For an elite media figure, securing a central role in a multi-continental stadium production is not simply a high-profile hosting gig. It is a strategic move to capture direct, massive digital engagement that traditional broadcast networks can no longer provide. The profound cultural reach and immense revenue generation of these live spectacles make the position of tour anchor one of the most fiercely pursued roles among top-tier American entertainment personalities. As the boundaries of global entertainment continue to expand into massive live event spaces, the battle to command the stage for the next historic stadium run is quietly drawing the industry's most experienced television leaders. Number 7. The intellectual architect of late night, Stephen Colbert. When we analyze the intersection of highbrow political satire, cultural commentary, and global musical phenomena, Stephen Colbert's positioning on The Late Show at the historic Ed Sullivan Theater presents a compelling narrative of calculated industry ambition. Colbert has never viewed musical guests merely as late-night fillers. Instead, he treats monumental cultural forces with the historical weight they objectively deserve. This was most vividly demonstrated during BTS's historic debut on his show at the Ed Sullivan Theater, where Colbert meticulously orchestrated a full black and white homage to the Beatles' legendary 1964 American television debut. By stepping into the literal shoes of Ed Sullivan, complete with the iconic mannerisms and formal introduction of the Fab Seven, to an audience packed with fans in 1960s mod-era attire, Colbert explicitly signaled his understanding of BTS's unparalleled position in modern music history. This was not simple television showmanship. It was a deliberate alignment with a cultural shift that mirrors the most significant musical movements of the past century. For an intellectual broadcaster who thrives on navigating large-scale social movements, the prospect of taking this historical curation from the fixed stage of a New York theater to the massive, fluid ecosystem of a multi-continental stadium tour is the ultimate professional milestone. A traditional talk show setup limits an anchor to fixed camera angles and predictable studio audiences, whereas directing the live narrative of a stadium filled with over 80,000 highly mobilized individuals requires an entirely different level of psychological command and structural authority. Colbert's subsequent hosting of the group for their intimate vocal performance of Make It Right and their internet-breaking showcase of Butter proved his capacity to handle both high-concept theatricality and raw artistic focus. The transition from late-night syndication to anchoring a stadium production under the banner of their monumental 2026 album Project Ararang offers a level of prestige that no terrestrial broadcast network can match. Within the entertainment industry, commanding the stage for a global stadium run is recognized as the highest tier of live hosting, requiring an analytical mind capable of managing massive logistical moving parts while sustaining a powerful emotional connection with a global collective. By continuously anchoring the group's most structurally significant U.S. television milestones, Colbert has demonstrated that his sophisticated broadcasting style is perfectly calibrated to elevate a live stadium narrative into a historic cultural event. The sheer scale of this ambition underscores a broader industry truth. The most established minds in American television are fully aware that the center of gravity in global entertainment has permanently shifted to the stadium stage. As the competitive landscape among top-tier broadcasters intensifies for a role in this unprecedented global phenomenon, the stakes for who will ultimately guide the audience through the next historic night are reaching a boiling point. Number 6. The daytime vocal powerhouse, Kelly Clarkson. When analyzing the shifting dynamics of daytime syndicated television, Kelly Clarkson's strategic positioning on The Kelly Clarkson Show reveals an acute awareness of global musical structures. As a multi-Grammy-winning vocalist and the original champion of American Idol, Clarkson evaluates global talent through a precise technical lens rather than standard industry publicity metrics. Her analytical breakdowns of complex vocal layers, ranging from the intricate harmonies within the group's discography to the distinct, contrasting vocal timbres of the vocal line and the rhythmic precision of the rap line, demonstrate an assessment rooted entirely in professional musicianship. For a daytime anchor operating within a traditional studio format, the transition to guiding the live narrative of an international stadium infrastructure offers an unprecedented professional leap. Managing an environment of over 80,000 live attendees per night demands a host who possesses both immense vocal stamina and an innate understanding of large-scale stage acoustics. Clarkson's documented history of praising the group's live vocal control, combined with her technical appreciation for their genre-spanning performances, positions her as a unique broadcasting figure capable of bridging technical industry authority with mass audience crowd control. The sheer scale of navigating a stadium production, especially underneath the massive cultural anticipation surrounding a global return tour, represents the ultimate test of live production leadership. The professional prestige associated with anchoring a multi-continental stadium run has drawn the focus of the highest echelon of American daytime television talent, as traditional broadcast boundaries continue to diminish in the face of massive, highly synchronized live events. Within the entertainment landscape, executing a flawless stadium showcase alongside an act of this magnitude is recognized as a career pinnacle, requiring an anchor who can match the profound emotional weight and structural complexity of the live experience. By continuously emphasizing the technical virtuosity behind global stadium anthems, Clarkson has signaled that her broadcasting style is engineered to elevate a live tour narrative from mere stadium entertainment into a monumental, masterfully executed musical event. Number 5. The redefinition of media dominance, Ellen DeGeneres. When evaluating the evolution of global pop culture syndication, Ellen DeGeneres' early baseline capture of international music phenomena on The Ellen DeGeneres Show represents a pivotal case study in media positioning. DeGeneres did not merely observe the rapid ascendancy of international acts. She actively utilized her massive, multi-Emmy-winning daytime platform to introduce the group to mainstream Western network television during their foundational crossover era in 2017 and 2018. Her historical broadcasts featured high-impact live performances of DNA and Mic Drop alongside structured, highly analyzed interview segments that systematically tested the group's real-time improvisational capacity on American television. For a veteran broadcaster whose entire operational career has been built on driving high-energy daytime audience engagement, the transition from a traditional corporate studio lot in Burbank to steering the live stadium narrative of a massive multi-continental production infrastructure represents the ultimate masterclass in professional redirection. Managing a stadium architecture packed with more than 80,000 highly synchronized live attendees per night requires an advanced understanding of behavioral psychology and structural pacing, elements DeGeneres spent decades engineering through her signature live audience interactions, high-stakes surprise mechanics, and spontaneous crowd integration tactics. The professional scale of anchoring a stadium execution, particularly underneath the immense global anticipation of a major comeback tour phase, stands as a premier industry benchmark that far outpaces the structural limitations of standard network television scheduling. Within the global entertainment industry, controlling the central microphone for a stadium production is recognized as a definitive milestone, demanding an authoritative anchor capable of balancing massive logistical moving components while maintaining an unbreakable emotional connection with a massive, diverse international collective. By systematically positioning her early network broadcasts as the definitive Western television launchpad for these stadium icons, DeGeneres demonstrated a clear understanding that the modern center of gravity in mass entertainment lies directly within the stadium ecosystem. As the strategic push among the highest echelon of American media figures intensifies for a commanding role in this unprecedented live arena, the internal competition to anchor the next historic multi-city stadium run continues to fundamentally reshape the boundaries of elite live broadcasting. Number 4. The West Coast late-night titan, Jimmy Kimmel. When we analyze the geopolitical layout of American television productions, the West Coast operations of Jimmy Kimmel Live! Outdoor concert series in Hollywood represent a foundational pillar of massive live crowd testing. Kimmel was among the pioneering major U.S. late-night hosts to structurally allocate his prime real estate on Hollywood Boulevard for a massive, multi-song outdoor mini-concert for the group during their historic 2017 American Music Awards debut week, managing thousands of fans blocking traffic for blocks. The broadcast executed iconic live versions of Mic Drop and Blood, Sweat, and Tears, alongside highly rated on-air segments where the production set up hidden camera pranks to surprise dedicated fans and their mothers. For a veteran broadcaster whose entire show architecture is deeply embedded in the cultural ecosystem of Los Angeles and major Hollywood events, the logical expansion from a blocked-off street corner in California to managing an unrestricted international stadium tour is the ultimate validation of live broadcasting authority. Operating a production of that scale requires a host who can handle immense logistical pressure, erratic outdoor acoustics, and intense real-time crowd dynamics, skills Kimmel has pressure-tested over 2 decades of hosting live network television, high-stakes political segments, and multiple Academy Awards ceremonies. A standard late-night studio layout locks an anchor into a rigid, teleprompter-reliant environment, whereas orchestrating the structural flow of a stadium containing over 80,000 highly mobilized live spectators demands absolute psychological assertiveness and an ironclad command of massive, fast-moving technical components. The transition from terrestrial late-night syndication to anchoring a massive multi-continental stadium tour under the framework of a historic global comeback tour represents a level of cultural prestige and direct audience reach that standard network television can no longer structurally engineer. Within the global entertainment industry, holding the primary microphone for a major stadium production is recognized as the peak of live production curation, requiring an anchor who can balance intricate stage mechanics while sustaining an unshakable connection with a highly organized international collective. By proving early on that his production infrastructure could successfully absorb and broadcast the massive physical energy of thousands of screaming live spectators on the streets of Hollywood, Kimmel demonstrated a clear understanding that the true future of mass entertainment lies within the high-stakes world of massive live experiences. As the tactical maneuvering among top-tier American media executives intensifies for a commanding position in this unprecedented live arena, the internal push to anchor the next historic multi-city stadium run continues to set a brand new benchmark for elite broadcast leadership. Number 3. The master of morning radio and red carpet spectacles, Ryan Seacrest. When analyzing the absolute zenith of American commercial broadcasting infrastructure, Ryan Seacrest's extensive media empire, stretching from American Top 40 and On Air with Ryan Seacrest to Live with Kelly and Mark and the iconic Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve, represents the gold standard of live mass entertainment orchestration. Seacrest is not merely a television host. He is a media institution designed specifically to pilot the most complex, high-stakes live broadcasts in modern history. His historic engagement with BTS reached a critical milestone during their monumental 2017 New Year's Rockin' Eve performance in Times Square, where he commanded a live broadcast that captured over 25 million television viewers, while simultaneously managing a physical crowd of over 1 million people freezing in the streets of New York City. Seacrest expertly steered the broadcast as the group delivered historic, high-energy performances of DNA and Mic Drop, solidifying their permanent crossover into mainstream Western pop culture. For a master broadcaster who has spent decades serving as the literal voice of the American music charts, the transition from corporate radio studios and barricaded Midtown streets to anchoring the fluid, massive infrastructure of an international stadium tour represents the absolute pinnacle of career evolution. Managing a stadium architecture packed with more than 80,000 highly synchronized, passionate live spectators per night requires a microscopic understanding of live pacing, commercial clock management, and immense psychological endurance. Operational traits that Seacrest has engineered into a science through thousands of hours of unscripted live television. A standard morning show or red carpet setup limits a host to short, highly sanitized segments, whereas guiding the overarching narrative of a multi-continental stadium production under the banner of a massive global return tour phase demands an ironclad, authoritative command over a chaotic, fast-moving technical ecosystem. Within the global entertainment industry, holding the primary microphone for a major stadium run is recognized as the ultimate test of live production leadership, requiring an anchor who can seamlessly balance intricate stage cues, pyrotechnic intervals, and massive crowd control, while maintaining an unbreakable emotional connection with a highly organized international collective. By continuously utilizing his massive, multi-platform media syndication to track, validate, and broadcast the group's record-breaking chart metrics, Seacrest has demonstrably proven that his elite broadcasting style is uniquely calibrated to handle the immense structural scale and cultural gravity of a historic stadium tour. As the strategic competition among the absolute highest echelon of American media figures intensifies for a commanding role in this unprecedented live arena, the internal push to anchor the next historic multi-city stadium run continues to fundamentally redefine the boundaries of elite live broadcasting. Number 2. The global satirist and master of high-stakes ceremonies, Trevor Noah. When analyzing the elite circle of international broadcasters who operate at the absolute intersection of global socio-political discourse and massive entertainment spectacles, Trevor Noah's administrative legacy on The Daily Show and his consecutive runs hosting the prestigious Grammy Awards present a formidable case study. Noah does not approach global pop cultural milestones as mere filler segments. Rather, his broadcasting style treats massive cultural shifts with intense critical analysis and genuine professional respect. This architectural understanding was fully demonstrated during the 64th Annual Grammy Awards in 2022, where Noah bypassed the standard, superficial teleprompter banter to execute a highly personalized, real-time interactive segment directly within the group seating area. Noah strategically demonstrated his understanding of the group's massive cultural ecosystem by engaging them in a fluid conversation that included an exact, pop-culturally significant delivery of the red light, green light phrase from the global phenomenon Squid Game, driving an immediate, unscripted comedic rapport that completely shifted the energy of the live global broadcast. For an international media figure who has successfully navigated complex geopolitical commentary, transitioning from high-profile political satire desks and elite industry awards podiums to piloting the massive, fluid ecosystem of a multi-continental stadium tour under the framework of a monumental global comeback tour represents the ultimate professional milestone. A traditional late-night or awards show setup rigidly locks an anchor into brief, tightly managed cue segments, whereas directing the live, overarching narrative of an arena or stadium infrastructure packed with over 80,000 highly mobilized individuals requires an advanced level of psychological assertiveness and an innate understanding of diverse audience demographics. Noah's subsequent, highly analyzed behind-the-scenes monologues on The Daily Show, where he explicitly dismantled Western media biases, praised the group's unprecedented professional precision, and famously stated to his audience that they are the nicest group of people you'll ever meet, who hit their marks with absolute technical mastery, proved his capacity to handle both heavy industry critique and raw cultural validation. The professional prestige associated with stepping onto a massive stadium stage to anchor a historic live tour production offers a level of raw, unfiltered global reach that traditional broadcast television syndication can no longer structurally engineer. Within the global entertainment industry, commanding the primary microphone for a major stadium production is recognized as the definitive peak of live event orchestration, demanding an anchor who can seamlessly navigate intricate technical cues, massive crowd control metrics, and spontaneous real-time interactions while sustaining a deep, authentic emotional connection with an international collective. By continuously utilizing his massive digital platforms to contextualize the true operational scale, artistic dedication, and global impact of these stadium icons, Noah has signaled that his sophisticated, cross-cultural broadcasting style is meticulously engineered to elevate a live tour narrative into a groundbreaking, masterfully executed historical event. Number 1. The master of definitive entertainment chemistry, Graham Norton. When we pivot our analysis toward the absolute peak of sophisticated, international talk show structures, Graham Norton's architectural dominance on The Graham Norton Show across the BBC network presents the ultimate blueprint for elite live engagement. Norton does not operate within the rigid, hyper-rehearsed frameworks of traditional American network structures. Instead, his legendary sofa environment is engineered to strip away corporate PR facades, fostering unfiltered, multi-layered human interaction between disparate global icons. This unparalleled hosting methodology was comprehensively proven during BTS's historic 2018 appearance on his London set, where Norton expertly managed a high-profile couch dynamic featuring Hollywood legend Whoopi Goldberg, actor Jamie Dornan, and actress Rosamund Pike. Despite the high-pressure environment and the last-minute physical absence of member Jimin due to acute severe muscle pain, Norton maintained flawless structural pacing, ensuring the group's cultural, artistic, and philosophical narrative was presented with absolute dignity and zero condescension. From managing Jin's iconic, worldwide handsome, camera interactions to creating the exact comfortable environment that prompted Whoopi Goldberg to literally hand over her personal designer shirt as a gift of profound artistic respect, Norton demonstrated why his conversational command is universally revered within the global entertainment industry. For a broadcasting legend who has spent decades anchoring the most prestigious prime time slot in British television, expanding this fluid, deeply engaging live mastery from a London studio lot to directing the monumental narrative flow of a multi-continental stadium tour infrastructure represents the ultimate evolution of live entertainment. Operating an international stadium arena containing over 80,000 highly mobilized live spectators per night demands a host who possesses a rare, instinctive ability to command immense physical spaces while simultaneously maintaining the warm, magnetic intimacy of a close-up conversation. A traditional broadcast platform restricts an anchor to fixed camera cuts, whereas guiding the live, overarching progression of a massive global return tour phase underneath their monumental 2026 album framework requires an unparalleled level of psychological precision, quick-witted crowd control, and deep cross-cultural fluency. Within the entertainment landscape, executing a flawless stadium showcase alongside an act of this global magnitude is recognized as the definitive career pinnacle, demanding an anchor who can match the profound emotional weight, technical staging, and artistic integrity of the live performance. By proving definitively on the global stage that his production could seamlessly blend massive international fandom energy with sophisticated, mainstream entertainment commentary, Norton has signaled that his elite broadcasting style is uniquely engineered to transform a live tour narrative from a standard stadium concert into an epic-defining, masterfully anchored cultural event.